Tyla's epic rise from South Africa to the world. Profiled. It's been many years, if not decades, since the last time we saw a South African artist achieve a global impact, dominating the international music charts and blowing up in the US of A, which is probably every musician's dream.
And the Grammy goes to Water, Tyla.
For the first time in the history books, it's safe to say South Africa has produced a musician who has become an A-list celebrity, not just in their country or continent, but in the whole world. Tyla. Depending on your age, household names such as Hugh Masekela, Johnny Clegg, Lucky Dube, Dave Matthews, and many more probably come to mind when I talk about a South African artist achieving a global impact. Often people from other continents around the world tend to assume that Africa is a country, South Africa being one of its cities. So before we dive any deeper and talk about Tyla, let's start by setting this record straight. South Africa is one of the African continent's 54 countries, home to the late Nelson Mandela, originator of the Amapiano sound, the 2023 Rugby World Cup winners, home to global names such as Trevor Noah, Uncle Waffles, Tusombedu, and the list goes on. As you watch this video, please make sure to like it, leave a comment, share, and join our members community so we can continue doing what we do best and producing content you love. With the rise of TikTok and the Amapiano sound, South Africa began making waves in the international entertainment industry, with thousands of creatives going from just creating content on TikTok and making music in their backrooms to becoming global superstars. All over the world, we began seeing a lot of TikTok stars transition to become musicians, instantly gaining success with the following they had already built on TikTok and the backing of major record labels. As you have already seen the title of this video and its thumbnail, this video is about a South African TikToker who turned into a pop star and took the world by storm, earning the title of an industry plant. But is she? Welcome to Profiled. Tyla Laura Seethal, popularly known as Tyla throughout the world, is a South African singer and songwriter born and raised in Johannesburg, a popular city in South Africa. She was exposed to music by her parents, who were fans of American R&B icons such as Stevie Wonder, Brian McKnight, Aaliyah, and Whitney Houston, South African pop and house acts such as Freshly Ground, Mikasa, and Liquid Deep, and Nigerian Afrobeat superstars like Wizkid, Burna Boy, and Davido. When Tyla was 11, she started uploading videos of herself singing covers to YouTube and Instagram, from Billie Eilish's Ocean Eyes to Boyz II Men's version of Let It Snow, and deeming them to superstars like Drake and DJ Khaled.
Hey, I'm Tyla Seethal. I'm 11 years old and I'm going to be singing for Badasmu. Well, let me tell you a story about a girl and a boy. He fell in love with his best friend. When she's around, he feels nothing but joy. But she was already broken, and it made her blind. But she could never believe that love would ever treat her right. But did you know that I love you when you're not aware? You're the smile on my face. and I ain't going nowhere. I'm here to make you happy. I'm here to see you smile. I've been wanting to tell you this for a long while. What's gonna make you fall in love? I know that you got your wall wrapped all the way around your heart. You're right to be scared at all. Oh my love. But you can't fly unless you can't fly unless you let yourself fall. Thank you.
While her countless reach outs to big artists went unanswered, her Instagram covers caught the attention of Garth von Glehn, a Zimbabwean director and photographer based between Cape Town and New York. When he first emailed her, Tyla worried it was a scam, but after a few weeks she agreed to meet with him with her parents. Ultimately, Tyla spent every weekend of her final year of high school at Garth's studio loft, writing and recording music, shooting music videos, and conducting photo shoots with her best friend, Nomonde. Garth's loft was a creative artist hub, says Janek, who worked on music video sets with Garth and was tapped by him to help train some of the in-house artists during their early development period. One of those artists was Tyla. Tyla's parents, however, remained skeptical that the path of an artist was the right one for her, so to appease them, she applied to university to study mining engineering, a field she picked only because it was the job that was going to give her the most money. But after a lot of convincing and a lot of crying, her parents allowed her a trial gap year after she graduated high school in 2019, so she could prove that a full-time music career would pan out, and it was during this time that she released her debut single.
Now, if this did not work, mining engineer? What would you be doing? What is that even? And why mining engineer?
Girl, I don't know, Asimi.
Oh my God.
Girl, I don't know what it is. All I did was search what pays the most in South Africa.
Very smart girl, by the way.
Literally, that's all I searched. And I was like, if my parents are not gonna allow me to do music, then I have to get something that's gonna make me rich.
Right.
But I'm happy I didn't have to do that.
Exactly.
And
But you manifested it in another way.
Yeah.
Because, the money is coming. Pop star. Yeah.
South Africa, like the kwaito, the house music that we had at the time, and also growing up, just the development of Amapiano music, also because during that time I was actually becoming an artist and figuring myself out. So Amapiano, yeah.
Working with Cool Drink, a producer living in Garth's house, Tyla started experimenting and finding the sound she wanted to have. At the time, Amapiano was taking over South African dance floors and radio stations alike. We won't touch much on Amapiano, but if you would like to know more about it, we have a few videos about the origin, rise, and impact of Amapiano, which you can watch unprofiled or click on the links we included in the description box of this video. Tyla's career officially kicked off with the release of her debut single, Getting Late, featuring Cool Drink, which saw her getting signed to Epic Records in 2021 after being discovered by Fax Records. With over 10 million followers on TikTok at the time of this recording, Tyla was already famous on TikTok before dropping her debut single, Getting Late, which was an instant hit. More than anything, the Getting Late music video was one of the most creative and outstanding music videos of that year and caught Mzansi's eyeballs, earning her a nomination in South Africa's biggest music awards, the SAMAs. The Getting Late video started a label bidding war, but thanks to Hickson's established business relationship with Lewis and Roan, and with a little help from multiple Love, Sylvia Roan from Epic, billboards with Tyla's face on them placed around Johannesburg, Tyla chose Epic. After Getting Late, Tyla released more singles such as To Last, Been Thinking, and Girl Next Door, featuring Nigerian singer Ayra Starr, who is currently doing wonders around the world. Following Girl Next Door with Ayra Starr, she released another single which we can say is her official breakout song that introduced her to the whole world, broke many music records, and even got her a Grammy.
And last year, God decided to change my whole life. So thank you so much to God. Thank you to my team, my family. I know my mother's crying somewhere in here. Thank you to the Recording Academy for this category.
Released on the 28th of July 2023 through Fax and Epic Records, Water gained traction on TikTok in August 2023 when Tyla began posting videos of herself doing the signature dance of the song, choreographed by South African dancer Lichi, who is still one of her choreographers to this day. Tyla and her team instantly knew Water was going to be big, and she wanted to find a way to make it even bigger.
I was wrapping up the album and I was looking for sounds that I was missing, and I really felt like I was missing like a summer banger vibey type song. So I ended up working with these people that we call the Fantastic Four, which is Ari, Corey, Mocha, and Sammy Soso, and we came up with literally the exact song I had envisioned. And we recorded it in a bedroom, literally. And I just remember repeating it and playing it for whoever would listen, and people that I played it for loved it. I had a really good feeling. I started performing it before it was out, and the response was so good that I was like, wait, this could be the song.
One night around 10:30 p.m, a few days before the song dropped, Tyla called Lichi and Nomonde to brainstorm choreography ideas. She had always loved the Pretoria-based Bacardi style of dancing, which synchronizes booty shaking and intricate footwork with the song's fast-paced rhythm, and had incorporated it into a different song from her live sets that always generated a crazy crowd reaction. Tyla asked Lichi if he could create a Bacardi-inspired dance for Water, and within an hour, he drafted a TikTok video of his original routine and sent it to her.
First of all, I love Bacardi. I just really love bringing South African dancing to my performances, like all of them, as much as I can. And with Water, we were looking for a moment for the song. Like, we had to push, we were grinding, trying to make a plan, and we were doing that type of style for a different song, and it was getting good responses online. So we were like, let me do this, but for Water. And we did, and I poured water on my back, and that video flew. Like, it literally went and changed my whole life.
Water became Tyla's first song to enter the UK singles chart, where it made it to the top 10 in October 2023. The song debuted at number 67 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart, becoming Tyla's first entry on the chart, and peaked at number 7 just after her Grammy nomination, which I shall talk about further in this video. With this incredible milestone, she became the youngest South African and the first South African soloist in 55 years to enter the Hot 100, following Hugh Masekela's Grazing in the Grass in 1968. Not only did the song make it to the global charts, but it also got her performances, nominations, and interviews at the world's biggest platforms, such as The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, The Jennifer Hudson Show, and it also got her her first Grammy nomination, and more.
Oh my, what the heck? What? Oh my gosh, guys, this is crazy. Like, I never thought I'd say I won a Grammy at 22 years old. Guys, like, if you don't know me, my name is Tyla, I'm from South Africa. And last year, God decided to change my whole life. So thank you so much to God. Thank you to my team, my family. I know my mother's crying somewhere in here. Thank you to the Recording Academy for this category. It's so important. And I know I'm forgetting some things, but I won a Grammy! Thank you, thank you.
The mind-blowing success of Water also saw Tyla at the Milan Fashion Week rubbing shoulders with Kim Kardashian, J Balvin, Ashley Graham, June Ambrose, and other A-list attendees, including top international editors-in-chief, notable stylists, and market editors. She joined Chris Brown as the opening act for the European leg of his Under the Influence tour and was featured on a remix of Girls Need Love by Summer Walker in October 2023. She performed Water live on The Bianca Show in Sweden and The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon in the United States. She also got a lot of cosigns from her industry peers, including Javon, Cardi B, Shinsia, BTS's V, and many more. One of the biggest highlights was her first Grammy in the Best African Music category, making her the youngest musician ever in South Africa to get a Grammy nomination, and as many predicted, she went on to win this well-deserved award. Tyla's natural dance ability and her instincts for the kind of performance that would most resonate on the internet continued to draw in fans as she began performing on TV, appearances that co-manager Gail says cemented her as an artist. Keeping her audience engaged and growing required more than one hit single. The Tyla EP arrived in early December with Water, its Travis Scott remix, and 3 new songs intended to give fans a taste of other layers of her artistry. The mini project also introduced a playful new focus track, Truth or Dare, which came with its own viral TikTok choreography. Truth or Dare and another EP track, the 1990s R&B inspired On and On, became 2 more top 10 hits on the US Afrobeat Songs chart for Tyla, peaking at numbers 3 and 10 respectively, and Truth or Dare has been steadily climbing on radio, reaching number 22 on mainstream R&B and hip-hop airplay and number 24 on rhythmic airplay.
Biggest misconception about you?
That I literally came out of nowhere and I'm an industry plant. It's like, what the heck? I'm a whole plant. Imagine. People don't know how hard I've worked and how hard my team has worked to get here. But I mean, everyone's gonna get that comes up from a social media viral moment. So it's understandable, but one day we'll tell the story.
With so much success and fame comes a lot of backlash, Tyla not being any different. The 2 biggest challenges that she has faced are being called an industry plant as well as her racial identity of being colored. Whether she's an industry plant or not remains a big debate, but from us having followed her journey since her TikTok days, we can say she has worked hatred to break. Undoubtedly talented, and lucky for her, she also has a great team behind her. In South Africa, anyone of a mixed race is called a coloured, which is the case for many countries around Africa. However, overseas, America to be specific, a coloured is seen as Tyla disassociating herself from her blackness by doing so while embracing a term that is largely considered a slur in the States.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Can we not? Por favor.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too.
Shut up, man.
I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I like that. I like that. That's good. That's even better. All right, Tyla.
Wasn't that bad, was it?
No.
No? Good?
I'm good. Why you guys?
We got some more
because the
label.
I want you to know this for other interviews, right? Okay. When they go in and they tell like the interviewers what to say and what not to say, this and that, that's what makes it awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. Are you awkward?
No.
I'm not awkward.
Mm-mm. You want to see all the questions they told us not to ask?
Yo, leave her alone, man. Stop
This
it.
one must leave the room.
Stop it. My goodness.
This one must go.
It's the worst ever working with him. I work with him every day.
Yeah.
Well, Tyla's album is
Much
out
success
right now.
to you, Tyla.
Yes, girl.
Tyla set the record straight after curving a question from the Breakfast Club's Charlemagne the God regarding past remarks about her race. Hours after the awkward exchange was shared via YouTube and social media pages, Tyla took to Twitter to formally address the issue, clarifying that she never denied her blackness and breaking down the cultural differences in how South Africans identified.
That sometimes, depending what it is, like if it's something like really personal, really serious, something I know is traumatizing, I'll be like, sure, I'll oblige. For this one, I said no.
Yeah.
And the reason I said no, they had 6 things they didn't want us to ask. You want to know what those 6 things were?
Yeah.
They didn't want us to ask about Kai Cenat, the whole "we friends though" thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, huh?
Okay.
They didn't want to ask. They didn't want us to ask about her not being on tour with Chris Brown anymore. They didn't want us to ask about the color thing.
Injury.
They didn't want us to ask about her injury that she sustained. What else was it? They didn't want to ask us about who she was dating, which I wouldn't do anyway. And what was the other one? It was one it was just all frivolous
and
stuff.
Why? What are they trying to do? They're trying to protect an image that they're curating for her?
I have no idea. And that's why I said...
Oh, but the Rihanna thing, comparing.
Oh, yeah. And comparison... And it wasn't even Rihanna. It just said comparisons to other pop artists. Huh?
Oh, so they're trying to separate her from Kai Cenat. She's her own individual. Don't tie her to him.
And you want me to not ask her about Kai Cenat the day after Kevin Hart just was on Kai Cenat's show again with a big-ass sign that said, "We friends, though"?
Yeah.
Like, come on, yo. So I said to them, no.
Oh.
Now, when I say no, I'm not going to oblige any of this. It is your job then, label, management, whoever, to either prepare the artist for the questions or pull the interview.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm fine with either or.
Yeah.
I've already told you I'm not going to follow any of this.
Yes.
So when you see dick suckers out there, and dick suckers are saying things like, he asked every question they asked him not to ask. It's because I'm not a dick sucker.
Yeah.
Right? And being that I'm not a dick sucker for record labels, I have a job to do, and my job is for the people. So imagine, right, if I'm sitting around and I'm having a conversation, if we have these conversations, and then all in the comments, it's like, why didn't you ask this? Why didn't you ask that? Why didn't you ask this? Why didn't you ask that?
Yeah.
I got a job to do to the people.
Yeah.
My job, my integrity with the people will always matter more than my integrity with a goddamn record label.
Yeah. And also the label's using you.
100%. But you have a lot of people that don't do that. You have a lot of radio personalities, a lot of journalists, a lot of people who care more about those relationships with the labels than they do relationships with the actual audience.
And it shows.
And it shows. Yeah. And not only does it shows, you show your card.
Yeah.
When you say that, when you say the label asked him not to do it and he did it anyway. So the fuck what?
Yeah.
After I told the label, I ain't following that shit.
So they knew.
They
so
knew.
why are they complaining?
Their job was to prepare their client or pull the interview.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm fine with either or.
You want to be qualified. You want to be validated by doing the Breakfast Club. You're an artist in the culture. You want that experience in the Breakfast Club, but you want to control the interview. Yeah, I don't think you can ask to do both things. You can ask as a favor, and then it's up to you to decide if you want to oblige or not. But if you say that you don't want to do the interview in that way, then you don't have to do it.
And you know how many interviews we've turned down when they be like, yo, you can't ask about this,
So
this,
I'm
this,
not
and this.
interested.
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Because maybe now's not the time for that artist. If that artist isn't ready to talk about these things, I don't want to have that conversation because it'll make us look crazy because certain things you got to talk about.
Yeah. Now you can also